Good morning, collective. So the last verse in Revelations talks about the book of life, and if it's the prophecies in the book of life, and if those are honored, that part in the book will stay, and if it's not honored, that book part in the book will be removed. When I charted yesterday, the 10th, there was a yod in the planetary alignment. The yod is this finger of God. And it was between Mars and the moon. Well, Mars is our actions and the moon are the emotions. So there's this examination of God of these emotional actions. And there's a stamp on it because it's that green dotted line, okay? That green dotted line is saying, I'm going to freeze this, examine this for karmic retribution. It has to be dealt with. When I went back to October of last year, I just wanted to see just a random day in October. There was a yod, there were two yods. And it was also with Mars, but it was to Uranus, which is the clan, revolution, and to Neptune, which are the illusions. So there was a yod set up there that God had taken a picture of, stamped and said, look, there's karmic retribution to deal with. So I feel like it's whatever started in October, it's coming to fruition now. When I was trying to get some answers to clarify this with Spirit, they were giving me a picture of you going in to do your laundry and it just being dials on the laundry, on the washing machine. There were no instructions. You just blindly had to remember, oh yeah, this is hot water, and oh yeah, this is the rinse, this is the heavy load. Because you've done it so many times, you know how to do laundry, but it's almost like you depended on the words. And now Spirit from October to now has removed because they knew, your ancestors knew, you can handle this. You've done laundry for 40 years. I'm sure you can handle, we're hot, you know what I mean? But it threw you for a loop because you knew something was going on, but you couldn't see it. So you've had to go in and do manually, run these machines without instructions or without what you're used to being in front of you to operate the machinery. And that's challenging, but it's also really empowering because your ancestors trusted you. They're like, oh, she's got this. Or he's got this. We're gonna take these instructions away, and that's just depending completely on your intuition, completely. And it was scary at times because you, I just want my instructions back. Where's hot water? But because you've done it so many times, they knew that you could do this. Alexa, play Purple Haze.
Here's Purple Haze by the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
So, yeah, this yod, this finger of God, it's karmic retribution. It has to be dealt with. It's all based off your choices. And Mars being to the moon yesterday, that's emotional choices, actions. And I feel like collective, you didn't do a lot of that. You made choices based off your intuition and your mind, because to make emotional choices aren't going to be very lasting, are they? Because emotions don't last. So you did go off of things that would last, and you stayed the course. I just love the readings. I love the energy right now because I feel like it's a sense of destiny. It's a sense of fate. It can make you feel kind of powerless, when you don't have these instructions, that you normally have. But Spirit gave me the recipe that the karmics have used called Lover's Lullaby. And it's some recipe that you didn't know, collective. It's in some book or something that you weren't aware of, but it's this lover's lullaby where they would send energies towards you to hook your heart and then drop it almost immediately after they had your heart. So you went through a lot of that where oh, okay, this is solid, and then it'd be dropped from you, and you had to alchemize or you know, and if you think about a recipe, like, you know, bring the recipe to boil and then remove from heat. I mean, they were doing this so drastically that everything evaporated from the recipe. It was like you just became like emotionally flat because, like, how many times are you gonna freeze me, put me on the stove? You know, they've tried to ruin like your essence, and it didn't happen. It didn't happen that way. Your ancestors invested so much in you during this time frame, just from October to now, to strengthen you and to protect yourself. I wanted to put a shout out to people that work in the public and can feel attacked in the public. Like, you might have a sense like, okay, there are ways to protect you, and one of the ways that helps me is if you've ever traveled and had to pop your ears because you've gone down an elevation or up an elevation and your ears need popped, and so you kind of close your eyes and you put pressure down, that kind of pressure will send that enemy's energy away from yours. It doesn't take much, and I just concentrate on it, and it releases their attack on my energy. It doesn't take very much. But you probably also have these divine bodyguards around you too, collective, that are more than happy to jump in and come to you, because this abuse, this recipe, Lover's Lullaby, whatever this was, has lasted a very, very long time. And I started reading about like arranged marriages, and you know, a lot of that was for financial stability in the clan. You know, it makes sense. Or relationship empowerment. Like, you know, if you marry somebody to somebody, you know, that you're going to get this relationship that's going to empower the clan and your lineage. Alexa, play Stand By Me.
Stand by me. By Ben
But
Amazon Music.
Spirit's just telling me this has been going on, like, this can go in many shapes and forms, and has been going on for a very, very long time. It's this recipe, this Lover's Lullaby recipe, this enactment that they can do to spirits and souls. Not only do they enjoy watching it happen, but there is benefit from it. So for those of people that don't, that are bored, I guess, with everyday life and want to bring some kind of excitement or income to their life, this is something that they do. I've never read this recipe before, but Spirit's like, you don't need to. I'm going to show you through intuition how to beat this. So, all right, let's read the cards. Yesterday I did a reading. I didn't post it. It had water. There was a lot of water in the middle of the reading, which is psychic, you know, water psychic. And then there was all this fire around the water, so it's like heating this water. But it was still a lot of the same energy where a lot of collaborations, and I just felt like, you know, because then when I got on today, I'm like, oh, there's all this new stuff, and I really liked it. So then I did my Yod reading, and I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, this is God putting his little like photograph on this moment, saying, okay, you know, it's up to you. You can either move forward and have your story in the book of life, or you don't get your story in the book of life, because there's just crucial decisions to make. So the Emperor, the one with the power, Aries energy, is crossed by the secrets. Oh good. Do we get to find out the secrets from this Lover's Lullaby recipe? I think there's like 7 deadly ingredients. It was like, let's put a little collective in there. Let's put you know what I mean? So yeah, we get to figure out the ingredients to this recipe that they've been working on and cooking up for a long time now. In your subconscious is this new beginning, because you can feel it. Like, you've probably already moved on. You've probably already established some stability for yourself, because you're not going to be brought to a boil and simmered multiple times in one day. It's going to evaporate the water at some point, because you just, you know, emotionally flatline. We're not going to do that anymore. So you decided, look, I'm gonna do A, B, and C, and get to a point where I can be myself, because you are lovable, you are powerful, and this is in your subconscious. In the forefront, This person probably wants to come towards you, and I'll qualify this. This King of Cups. This person comes up a lot, right? And usually it's a feminine energy. Alexa, play Watchtower. Yeah, so
Jimi Hendrix Experience on Amazon Music.
that one wants to come out. Oh, yeah. The Hierophant came out. This person is working with this King of Cups. So another High Priestess person. And that has the religious undertones, you know, that they go by a book. They go by the rules. This is Saturn. Like, you know, this is the way it should be. You're outside the box collective, so you don't fit all of the terms and conditions for this person. Although spiritually you're very high ranked, you it's almost like if you had to do this politically speaking, this would be like a very authoritative state. It's not a democracy, you know. This has there's a leader in this form of religious action, and they are in charge. That's the difference with the Hierophant versus the little High Priestess, which probably has a more socialist approach to her spiritual gifts, because she's doing the greatest good for the greatest many. I'm getting a message. Upside down. Yeah, it is kind of upside down because things have switched, huh? Things have switched. Okay, so this King of Cups is in the forefront. Yeah, okay, that's enough to qualify this guy. So, water, right, has worked with the Hierophant energy to bring this heartache, this lover's lullaby, okay? 7 deadly ingredients right here. We're figuring the recipe out. We've had to do it through our intuition. We've kind of recreated the recipe because we know, okay, this is how it turns out. But this Spirit's going to reveal it to you. Spirit's going to reveal exactly how they did this. And these people work together to do this. You are moving away from this. You can feel this, right? I think you're feeling this because you're able to fight off the attacks now. This full moon on the 13th, like I've started way before it. Like I already knew, like ahead of time, I'm like, okay, these people go off the moon. These people like are obsessed with this. They must have a farmer's almanac. They must like sit around and do this all night. I don't know. But by the time the moon hits, like I'm cream, right? I'm like, yo, I'm out. Like I can't even. So I thought I'm gonna start way ahead of time. And I started doing that thing with my ears popping and stuff and like, you know, bringing the pressure down and fighting off any other energy. And so at this point, it's coming up like, what, in a couple days, I'm gonna be okay. It would help to start ahead of time, because if you know that these people are gonna do this to you, definitely start with the colors, you know, the bright colors that they hate. You just start putting those in your head. You just start, you know, and I have a mantra too. They have a mantra too. They're gonna come after you with like, you know, I don't know, attack, die, whatever. But you're gonna be respect, 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 love, love, love. I mean, these are things that are of higher vibration that will beat your enemy. So you're moving away from that energy. Yeah, this is definitely in your environment, this person, because you called them. You called their bluff, right? I think at this point they thought you would be toast, but you didn't. You figured it out. You're like, no, please stop. This is not necessary at all. This is not necessary. We all have a heartbeat. We're all eligible to be on this planet with equal opportunity. So please stop. And if you don't, this is not a comfortable feeling to be in, because you've been in this feeling collective where you felt like, what is going on? Why am I so tied up? Why is things not moving or going the way I've manifested? So now they, that yod, that snapshot from God saying, look, I want you to karmically, you know, this is for retribution. Either you deal with this or you're going to lose your story in the book of life. They're not dealing with it very well right now. We are moving toward Queen of Pentacles energy. That is indecisive because of the work they've done. And this is the outcome. They're going to be left in the cold. This is not a bad reading, actually. So, yeah. This person, this earth person, Pentacles, has probably done so much to not balance things. And because, collective, you bring cosmic order, they're forced to bring cosmic order to this work, this contract. They had a contract. So they were hell-bent on completing the contract, this recipe, Lover's Lullaby. But you, intuitively, your ancestors empowered you to figure this recipe out and protect yourself. And now they're left in the cold. So I love this reading. This is awesome. You guys have a good day. I love you all.